You cannot experience well-being in the state of frustration. In the state of frustration, it's hard to hear your inner guidance. It's hard to hear anything at all. It is like a snowball rolling downhill, a freight train, runaway freight train. In fact, frustration is an emotion that tends to intensify. It just becomes like the blob, just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and then overtaking everything in its way. But there is a simple remedy for this emotion. One thing that you can learn to do to help deal when frustration raises its ugly head. The remedy is going to get you back into that state of well-being. That is always the goal. Here's what not to do. Don't plow through it and just keep going. 2 things not to do. Let it build and build and build and build until you explode. Or shove it down, 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 down until you explode, or it comes out in some other way, in a most unhealthy way. When we tend to ignore it, it can get bigger and bigger and bigger. It needs to be processed. So we're going to talk about that. How are we going to process this runaway emotion of frustration that's ruining our day? Now, you are putting out energy in the midst of this frustration. Have you ever walked into a room and you can just feel the tension in the air and you're thinking, something happened in this place and it is thick. That is the energy that you're putting out when you're in this state of frustration. So what can you do to remedy this, to process it? Really, we're going to back up and say, it is a human emotion. So I'm moving right into have grace with yourself. You got mad. Yes, you did. You got frustrated. You might have chewed on it a little bit. You may have ruminated a little bit on it and made it bigger than it was, called for or not. Frustration is a human emotion. So right now, in this moment, remember to always have grace with yourself when you experience these human emotions. Don't beat yourself up like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, shouldn't have done. No. Process it. Learn some skills, some tools to help you be able to manage it. Some people tend to get frustrated quicker than other people. It's just how we're built. Have grace with yourself. You're a human being, having a human emotion. But it is an emotion that can lower our vibration. It can separate us from our inner guidance. It doesn't take it away, but it's something that you want to deal with. So how do you deal with it? In that moment of frustration, pause. Stop the thought train. Take a breath. And right now I want to talk to you a little bit about something called ocean breath. Ocean breath is a breath practice used in yoga to help ground and center. It can help soothe your nervous system. It will address that fight or flight. It will bring that down. It's just a really good feeling breath practice. And once you learn how to use it, like any breath practice or like simply mindfully breathing, it will bring frustration down like that. So for ocean breath, in yoga we call it Ujjayi breath, but we're going to call it ocean breath. And I like the name of it because it reminds me of an ocean, a soothing waves of the ocean as they're coming in. So you begin by just breathing in and out mindfully. We just kind of get into the space here. Now breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth like you're fogging up a mirror. Now you might notice as you're breathing out, there's a little, just a teensy bit of constriction in the back of your throat. Not much. Feel that again. Let's do it a couple more times. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, like you're fogging up a mirror. Now, closing your mouth, breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, but keeping that feeling going in the back of the throat, that little gentle constriction. It reminds me of ocean waves in my head when I hear it. So that's ocean breath. It really doesn't matter what it is as long as you're breathing, mindfully breathing. So you're going to pause. Let's get back to our strategy. I'm upset. I'm frustrated. I'm going to pause. And I'm just going to pay attention to my breath. I like ocean breath, so I'm going to move into my ocean breath. Always at least 3. You may need more. 3. Now I'll tell you a little secret. Just that simple act of focusing on the breath is going to bring that level of frustration down. That might be all you need. You might find that your thoughts are still going. Your breathing might be like this. Slow. Calm. Now, if you are in such a state that you're finding this hard to calm down, it's possible. It's possible, depending on the situation. Go ahead and move into saying gratitude. Just think of every single thing that you are grateful for, because gratitude immediately will raise your vibration. So, I am thankful for my health. I am thankful for my dog. I am thankful for my life. I am thankful for my gifts. I am thankful that I am here now. I'm thankful for my breath. Whatever you decide, but start being thankful for everything and continue that breathing. I am thankful for my health. Breathe. Thankful for my dog. And that will continue to help you bring down that level of frustration. At this point, you should be feeling a little calmer, a little more at peace. Go into your inner self. Ask your inner guidance. That could be your guides, your angels, your inner guidance, your conscience, whatever it is, that little voice inside your head that never lies. That little voice inside your head that only speaks lovingly to you. And ask, what do I need to know about this? Help me, please. And continue to breathe. Continue to breathe that beautiful ocean breath. Just ask for guidance at this time. Now, if you were new to meditating and to sitting quietly and listening to that little loving voice in your head, you may not hear anything right away, and that's okay. With regular practice, you will hear guidance. Often, like I said, you never get to this step because stopping and breathing calms you right down. But this is your time to process how you're feeling. You may even come to the conclusion in this moment that you had no cause for frustration. That's what happened to me this morning. I realized I had no cause for the frustration. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But it will help you process this emotion that you're feeling. Now, one word of caution here. This is not the time to chew on it, to ruminate on it, to go on and on about how you were offended, how you were wronged. This is a time to really reflect. What just happened? What could I do next time? What do I need to do next? It's a good skill to have in life, being able to reflect on a situation and move forward. So with practice, you will learn that your frustration snowball never gains momentum because you have the tools to stop it in its tracks, to slow it down at least. And I'll tell you a personal story. I said I was going to do that. And this is just a minor thing. So if you are going to practice this, practice on minor things before you move on to bigger things. Because bigger things, once you get the hang of it, you're able to handle bigger things, bigger situations, bigger frustrations easier. But my story. So I woke up, and I'm a vivid dreamer, a very vivid dreamer. I mean, my dreams could be a novel. I really do think that I write them down because they're so fascinating to me. I'm like, how could this even be? So on this particular morning, I was writing down my dreams before I forget, because usually I meditate first, but if I have some really cool dreams, I write down my dreams. So I'm writing down my dreams, and then I'm going to meditate and journal. That's my practice. And then I'm having coffee in between and we walk the dogs. Well, on this particular morning, my husband gets up just before I even got a chance to meditate. He gets up, he starts talking to the dogs, he throws open all the curtains, and then they're going to want to go. And I'm not going to get to meditate. And I so cherished my meditation time. So I could just feel it, like the heat rising up. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he's doing this. And I may have snapped a little bit and asked him, what are you doing? I'm not even ready to go yet. I haven't even meditated. I haven't journaled. And he's like, well, I'm up. Not, I'm sorry, or nothing. The cartoons, the smoke's coming out of the ears. And I was like, whoa. Right away, I stopped, paused. I stopped the thought train because my mind was starting to go. And I just stopped. And I took a few breaths. And that I needed not go any further. Although, without even tapping into my guidance, I heard these words. You cannot receive well when you are frustrated. Bam. I couldn't go into my meditation all wigged out and upset. I would not receive well. It would probably have brought me to that place, but the breath's all I really needed because I had the tools. And I realized that on my part, it was an overreaction. He was just ready to get up. There's nothing wrong with that. So, cancel, clear, delete. I moved on. I did my meditation. I got my journaling in, and the dogs got walked, and everybody lived happily ever after that day. And one thing I want to add, now I did talk about pausing, taking that breath, connect, ask your question, but always, always, always at the end of a little meditation, a little exercise like this, give gratitude. Just be thankful that you have these tools to bring yourself back into the present moment, to reflect and get back into a higher vibrational state. Because when we're in a higher vibrational state, we're more service to ourselves and to others. So until next time, may your frustrations be few and well managed, and your blessings be many.